So when I was 18 years old, all I had was $600 to my name. I was making $13 an hour as a nursing assistant, going to school full-time and university for pre-med, and I was tired, like genuinely exhausted. But what nobody saw was what I was doing when I wasn't at work and when I wasn't in class. I was studying, but not for exams. I was studying wealth. I was studying how money works, why some people build freedom and why some people stay stuck even though they work hard their entire lives. I didn't grow up around money. Nobody in my family was in finance, but I had this thing in me that just wouldn't shut up. And I started writing everything down, every idea, every principle, every belief that I wanted to build my life around. So that's what this video is about. The mindset I was locking into at 18 years old before I ever made a dollar from trading or investments. Ownership comes first before everything. One of the first things that really clicked for me at 18 was this idea that the fastest path to wealth is ownership. I kept coming back to two things: real estate and stocks. Because owners get rich. That's just the reality. People who only work for money stay limited. The poor and the middle class work for money, but the rich, they figure out how to make money work for them. And once I understood that difference, I could not unsee it. I learned that an asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. And the problem is, most people are buying liabilities thinking they're assets. That new car, the stuff they don't need, overconsumption, all of these monthly payments that are quietly stealing your future before it even starts. And debt is handcuffs. I understood that early. Whatever the bank says you can borrow less. Don't build your life around looking successful or looking rich. Build it around actually owning things. That was my foundation. I didn't have money at 18 years old, but I had the principle, and that is what kept me from blowing the money once I actually started making it. Knowing what to do with your money. The next thing I realized, and this one hit me hard, is that making money is not enough. You have to actually know what to do with your money. Because I kept saying the same thing over and over. People want more money, but they don't even know how to handle the money that they already have. If you can't manage a little, more money isn't going to fix that. It's just going to create bigger problems. So I started making rules for myself. Pay yourself first. Don't touch your savings to cover bills. Track where your money is going. Keep your expenses low. Use your savings to make more money, not to bail yourself out of bad planning. And I had this one mindset shift that rewired the poverty mindset that I grew up with. I learned that when you say, I can't afford it, your brain just shuts down. It stops looking. But when you ask, how can I afford it? That forces your brain to actually search for the answers. That is a growth mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. That one question can change how you look at everything. And being financially selfish, that doesn't mean being greedy. It means understanding that if you don't build yourself up first, you're never gonna have enough space to create freedom or help anyone else. You can't pour from an empty cup. Stop chasing shortcuts. Another thing I locked in early, and I still believe this to my core, is that people who are trying to get rich quick stay poor longer. And this is true everywhere in life, not just in money. In health, in relationships, in business. Wealth isn't built through emotional decisions or flashy moves. It's built through patience, discipline, smart risk, consistency, repetition. It's boring sometimes, but it works, and there's no finish line. You don't hit one goal and then you're done. It's not like going on a diet for 2 weeks and then going back to eating whatever. It's a way of living permanently. And once I got that, I stopped looking for shortcuts. Discipline over motivation. Okay, so the more I studied, the more this one thing became painfully obvious. Discipline is the bridge between thinking about something and actually making it happen. And I know everyone's heard that before, but let me explain what I mean. Motivation is that feeling you get when you watch a video and you're all fired up and you're like, this is it, I'm gonna change my life. And then 2 days later, you're back to the exact same pattern. That's motivation, and it doesn't last. Discipline is the thing that keeps you going even when you don't feel like it. When you're tired, when nobody's watching. Discipline is what makes you sit down and journal a losing trade when you'd rather just pretend it didn't happen. And one of the most powerful things I learned at 18 was this. First, you make the decision, then that decision makes you. Think about that. Once you commit to something, your identity starts reshaping around it. You become what you repeatedly do. And the flip side of that is true. Missing one day turns into missing a week. Missing a week turns into missing a month. Neglect compounds the same way discipline does. So daily action is the whole game. It's not optional. And your mind is your real asset. So a huge part of what I was studying at 18 years old actually had nothing to do with money or finance. It was all about the mind. I was realizing that your mind is either your greatest tool or your greatest source of suffering. And most of the suffering people carry doesn't come from what's actually happening in their life. It comes from what's happening inside of their head. The mind magnifies whatever you focus on. If you focus on what you don't have, that feeling of lack just grows. If you sit in fear and frustration all day, those states expand. But if you shift your focus into gratitude, to possibility, to what you're building, everything starts to move differently. And here's the part that really changed me. We're all programmed by our environment, by what we consume, by what we repeat internally every single day. So if you want a different life, you have to change the programming. You have to be careful about what you let in. You have to stop feeding yourself negativity. You have to actually pay attention to the story you're telling yourself about who you are, because when you react to life, something outside of you is in control. But when you respond to life, you are in control. So change the way you respond. And trading taught me that faster than anything. Every blown trade, every emotional decision, every time I revenge trading, it was a mirror. The charts weren't my problem, but my mind was. I also realized that financial wealth without peace isn't real wealth. You can have money and still be miserable. So I started practicing gratitude every morning. What am I thankful for? At least 10 things. And that tiny habit shifted how I saw everything around me. Because before, every day I had a dark cloud. I was focusing on the fear. I was focusing on the frustration. I was focusing on the lack. I was focusing on everything I hated in my life. But once I got intentional, every day, right when I wake up, 10 things I'm thankful for, different things every day, that subconsciously reprogrammed my mind. And that gloomy lens I had blurring my vision got lifted. And because of that, I saw a clear path towards my vision and my goal, and I was able to achieve it. Get specific or stay stuck. One of the biggest things I focused on when I turned 18 was the difference between a wish and a desire. And most people don't realize that there's a difference. A wish is vague. I want to be rich. Okay, how much? I don't know, just rich. That's a wish. A desire is definite. A desire has a number, a timeline, a plan, a sacrifice attached to it. Most people say they want freedom, but they've never actually sat down and defined what freedom looks like for them. And that's why nothing changes. Vague goals produce vague effort and then a vague outcome every single time. So I got specific. I wrote it all down. What do I want? How much? By when? What am I willing to give up? What's the exact plan? And then I read it every single day, morning and night. That process takes a dream out of your head, puts it into structure, and makes it realistic. It removes luck from the equation and replaces it with intentional effort. I also started writing these identity statements, not like woo-woo affirmations, but just identity reinforcement. Like, I am focused, I am disciplined, I work towards my goals. I was training myself to believe in a version of me that could actually do the work and embody these traits. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're gonna sabotage yourself. Self-doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And failure's temporary. Defeat only becomes real when you accept it as permanent. I personally didn't accept it. Persistence and thinking big. Overall, persistence is the number one thing I focused on when I turned 18. Because at the end of the day, that's the one thing that carries you through the hard parts. You don't get fit from one workout. You don't become a profitable trader from one good week. You don't build wealth wealth by randomly doing stuff and hoping it works. Persistence programs your subconscious. Repetition turns into identity. I kept telling myself, sometimes you will win and sometimes you will learn. But nobody is ever truly defeated until they accept defeat as their reality. And I refuse to think small. I still refuse. Because small thinking doesn't create big opportunities. Don't let a lack of money stop your vision. Don't let something that happened to you in the past define what's possible in the future. At 18, I knew what I didn't want. I didn't want to work my whole life. I didn't want to become what I saw around me. I didn't want to ask for permission to take a vacation. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to travel. I wanted my time to belong to me. I wanted freedom while I was young enough to actually enjoy it. So I made a game plan. Learn about financial intelligence early. Avoid debt. Build assets. Think like an owner. Control your own mind. Stay disciplined. Get specific about what I want. Persist no matter what. Study constantly. Surround myself with people who are doing what I want to do. Everything I just told you came from my exact notes from when I was 18 years old, building the foundation for everything that I have now. Wealth starts in the mind before it ever shows up in your bank account. Freedom starts with ownership before it becomes a lifestyle. Success starts with a definite desire before it becomes anything real. And growth starts with discipline before anyone can see it. Your future changes when you stop wishing and you start building. That's the mindset I had right when I turned 18. And that was the standard I set for myself. And honestly, it still is. And that's why I am where I am today.